TV soap news and spoilers say that in the quiet, tree-lined streets of Fairmont Crest, where manicured lawns and stately homes belie the turmoil brewing beneath the surface, a storm is gathering. The air is thick with secrets, none more perilous than the one surrounding Martin Richardson. For weeks, whispers have circulated through the community, carried on the wind like leaves in autumn, hinting at a truth so explosive it threatens to unravel the very fabric of the Dupree family and their allies. Martin's secret, shrouded in mystery, is a ticking time bomb, and its detonation is imminent. As the pieces of this enigma begin to surface, they point to a pivotal moment 2 years ago, a moment that changed everything. 2 years ago, Fairmont Crest was a different place. The community thrived on its reputation for harmony, its residents bound by an unspoken code of loyalty and discretion. But beneath this veneer of perfection, a dark event transpired, one that would leave scars on those involved and set the stage for the drama unfolding today. At the heart of it was a man named Kenneth, or so he was called then. His appearance has changed, his features altered by time or perhaps something more deliberate, but his presence remains unmistakable. Vernon Dupree, a pillar of the community and patriarch of the influential Dupree family, claims Kenneth was the instigator of whatever calamity occurred. The details remain elusive, like shadows dancing just out of reach, but the consequences were profound, taking years to manifest in the man who now strides through Fairmont Crest with a chilling confidence. Kenneth's return is no quiet homecoming. He carries himself with the swagger of a man who believes he's untouchable, his demeanor laced with a venomous edge. He's brazen, unapologetic, and, most disturbingly, openly hostile, his words dripping with prejudice that shocks even the most jaded residents. He calls himself an avenging angel, a title that sends shivers down the spines of those who hear it. To Martin, Vernon, and the entire Dupree family, this self-proclaimed moniker is a harbinger of doom, a promise of retribution for sins they may or may not have committed. What did Kenneth endure in those missing years? What fuels his rage, and why does it seem directed at Martin with such unrelenting focus? The stage is set for a confrontation that will shake Fairmont Crest to its core. Next week, Martin will walk into a room that could very well be his undoing. A gathering of men as diverse as they are unlikely, united by a shared knowledge that binds them in a conspiracy of silence. The room, tucked away in the opulent halls of Fairmont Crest's community center, is a crucible where truths will be tested and loyalty strained. The men who await Martin are not strangers, they are the pillars of this community, each with their own stake in the secret that threatens to tear it apart. Vernon Dupree, with his commanding presence and steely gaze, stands at the forefront. As the head of the Dupree family, his influence is unmatched, but his involvement in this meeting raises questions. Why has he called this gathering, and what role does he play in the web of secrets surrounding Martin? Beside him is Elon Hawthorne, a man of wealth and ambition whose polished exterior hides a ruthless streak. Marcel Malone, a quiet but calculating figure, watches from the shadows, his motives as inscrutable as ever. Bill Hamilton, the town's affable historian, seems out of place among such intense company, yet his presence suggests he knows more than he lets on. Joey Armstrong, a brash newcomer with a chip on his shoulder, adds an unpredictable element to the mix. And then there's Ted Richardson, Martin's father, a man whose weathered face carries the weight of years and unspoken truths. As Martin steps into the room, the air grows heavy with anticipation. The men's eyes lock onto him, their expressions a mixture of pity, suspicion, and resolve. Martin, his heart pounding in his chest, feels the walls closing in. He's been running from his secret for years, but there's no escaping it now. The truth is clawing its way to the surface, and these men, his neighbors, his friends, his family, are the gatekeepers of his fate. The confrontation begins with Martin's voice, sharp and trembling, cutting through the tense silence. "Why are you dragging my dad into this, Vernon?" he demands, his eyes blazing with a mixture of fear and defiance. Vernon's response is calm, almost cold, as he meets Martin's gaze. "Ted knew all along," he says, his words landing like a hammer on anvil. The room seems to tilt for Martin as he turns to his father, his voice breaking. "Tell me it's not true." Ted Richardson's face is a portrait of anguish. His eyes, once a source of comfort for Martin, now betray a deep, unspoken guilt. The lines etched into his weathered skin tell a story of sleepless nights and buried truths. He doesn't speak, but he doesn't need to. The truth is written in the slump of his shoulders, the way his hands tremble as they clutch the armrests of his chair. Ted has known about Martin's secret for years, perhaps from the very moment it was born. And he's chosen silence, shielding his son from the consequences of his actions. For Martin, this revelation is a betrayal of the deepest kind. His father, the man who raised him, who taught him right from wrong, has been complicit in a lie that has haunted him for years. The room feels suffocating, the faces of the men around him blurring into a gallery of accusers. What is the secret that binds them all? What happened 2 years ago that has brought them to this moment, and why is Kenneth's return the catalyst for its unraveling? To understand the gravity of this moment, we must delve deeper into the events of 2 years ago. Though the full truth remains obscured, fragments of the story have begun to emerge, pieced together from hushed conversations and cryptic remarks. It was a night of chaos, a collision of ambition, betrayal, and desperation that left scars on Fairmont Crest's pristine facade. Kenneth, then a different man in both appearance and spirit, was at the center of it all. Vernon's accusation that Kenneth started it suggests a chain of events set in motion by a single, catastrophic decision. Was it a crime? A scandal? A betrayal so profound it fractured the community's unity? The answers lie buried in the memories of those who were there. And those who wish they weren't. Martin, too, was there that night, though his role remains unclear. Did he act alone, or was he swept up in Kenneth's schemes? The secret he carries is a heavy one, its weight evident in the lines of worry etched into his young face. For 2 years, he's lived in fear of exposure, his every step shadowed by the knowledge that the truth could destroy him. And yet, he's not alone in this burden. The men in the room, Vernon, Elon, Marcel, Bill, Joey, and Ted, have all played a part in keeping Martin's secret hidden. Some, like Ted, have done so out of love. Others, perhaps, out of self-preservation or a desire to maintain the delicate balance of power in Fairmont Crest. But Kenneth's return has shattered that balance. His transformation from the man he was 2 years ago is striking. Gone is the uncertainty, the hesitation that once defined him. In its place is a cold, calculated fury, a determination to right the wrongs he believes were done to him. His self-appointed title of Avenging Angel is no mere boast, it's a declaration of war. To Kenneth, Martin is not just a man but a symbol of everything that went wrong that fateful night. And the Dupree family, with their wealth and influence, are the architects of his suffering, or so he believes. Kenneth's presence in Fairmont Crest is like a storm cloud on the horizon, promising destruction. His words are laced with vitriol, his actions bold and unapologetic. He moves through the community with a sense of purpose, his every gesture a challenge to those who would stand in his way. To Martin, he is a specter of judgment, a reminder of the sins he's tried so hard to bury. To Vernon and the Dupree family, he is a threat to their carefully constructed world, a man who knows too much and fears too little. What drives Kenneth's rage? What happened in those missing years that transformed him into this figure of vengeance? Some whisper of betrayal, of a promise broken or a trust shattered. Others speak of loss, perhaps a loved one, a future, or even his own identity. Whatever the truth, it has forged Kenneth into a weapon, one aimed squarely at the heart of Fairmont Crest. His racism, once a subtle undercurrent, now flows freely, a tool to provoke and unsettle those around him. It's a dangerous game, one that risks alienating even those who might sympathize with his cause. But Kenneth seems beyond caring, his focus singular and unrelenting. As Martin stands in that room, surrounded by men who hold his fate in their hands, the weight of his secret becomes unbearable. The truth is no longer a distant threat but a reality crashing down around him. Vernon's cryptic words, Ted's silent confession, and the looming specter of Kenneth's vengeance all point to a reckoning that can no longer be avoided. Fairmont Crest, once a haven of order and respectability, is now a battleground where loyalties are tested and truths are laid bare. What will happen when Martin's secret is fully revealed? Will it tear the Dupree family apart, or will they rally to protect one of their own? Can Ted repair the trust he's broken with his son, or has his silence done irreparable damage? And what of Kenneth, the avenging angel whose wrath threatens to consume them all? His return has set in motion a chain of events that no one can control, and the fallout will be felt for years to come. Next week's confrontation is only the beginning. As Martin grapples with his father's betrayal and the weight of his own actions, the men in that room will be forced to confront their own roles in the events of 2 years ago. Vernon, with his iron grip on the community, may find his authority challenged in ways he never anticipated. Elon, Marcel, Bill, and Joey, each with their own secrets and agendas, will have to decide where their loyalties lie. And Ted, caught between his love for his son and the guilt of his silence, will face a choice that could redefine his legacy. For Martin, the path forward is fraught with peril. His secret, once a private burden, is now a public spectacle, its revelation threatening to destroy everything he holds dear. But in the crucible of Fairmont Crest, where truth and deception collide, there may yet be a chance for redemption, or ruin. As the sun sets over the manicured lawns of Fairmont Crest, the community holds its breath, waiting for the storm to break. Martin's secret, like a fault line beneath the surface, is ready to erupt, and when it does, nothing will be the same. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV soap news and spoilers for more updates on Beyond the Gates.